What's up, Mushroom fam? This is Michael with Baltispore, and you're on the Baltispore channel. Today we're going to go over the difference between a tincture and a powder extract and the benefits of each one of them and the different benefits of each one of them. We're going to be going over the bioavailability, what bioavailability means. We're going to be going over how they're made and what the different uses for each one are. For me, it's really easy to explain the difference between tinctures and powders because I got into this for medical reasons and did a lot of research to figure out which one was best for me. For me, I found out that tinctures were going to be the best way for me to benefit from mushrooms, but I also incorporated powders as well. Neither one is bad, just one is better for other things versus the other. For me personally, tinctures are going to be better because they're more bioavailable. If I'm trying to put this in my smoothie and incorporate it into my diet, cooking, or if I'm not into alcohol, like an alcohol tincture, most tinctures are going to be made from alcohol, I'm going to use a powder extract. Powder extracts also can be used in cooking. They can be used for flavor, lattes. Powders may be better for you in that aspect. This is one of my favorite companies that I got into when I first got into mushrooms. It was one of the only companies making organic extracts, and that was Malama Mushrooms. It's hard for me to say that one. Malama Mushrooms was one of the first companies that I started taking. They're a Hawaii-based company that makes organic extract powders. They're phenomenal if you don't follow them. Their powders are made from 100% organic fruiting bodies, unlike a lot of companies. In case you don't know what a fruiting body is, a fruiting body is the actual mushroom. Right here we have some pink oyster mushrooms, and that's the fruiting body. A lot of companies use all the fillers and then say that it's beneficial. Fillers are the wood, the oats, whatever they can do to save money and profits. Companies like myself and Malama Mushrooms, we don't use fillers, we use just the mushrooms. Let's go over the difference between a mushroom alcohol extract and a powder extract. What we have here is a double extract. So this is extracted using alcohol and water. Then what we have is powder extract. So this is being extracted using just water. Typically, sometimes they may use alcohol in there and then boil it down. What the difference is in here, you were using the mushroom fruiting bodies. You soak them in alcohol, run them through what's called a soxolate, or you can just do a dual extract where you just run it where you soak it for X amount of weeks depending on what your procedure is. You then take the mushrooms out of the alcohol, put them into the water, simmer them. That's the second part of the extract. You're using water to extract the water-soluble mushroom properties, medicinal properties. So beta-glucans, there may be cordycepin, depending on what kind of mushroom you're working with. There's different chemical compounds that are beneficial to your human body. Once you're finished extracting using the water, you take the alcohol that had the soak, you take the water, you combine them, and you've got what's called your dual extract. People do this in many different ways, different soaks, different extraction methods. Regardless of how you do it, you're left with a liquid extract, which then is bioavailable to the body in the form of liquid. Usually it's absorbed faster. With a powdered extract, some people, they're not going to use alcohol. Their diet restrictions may prevent it. They may not like doing that. They may like to just use powders in their regimen. Some people like capsules over liquid. Or they may put it in their latte or use it in their diet and regimen every day as far as cooking goes. I've even seen people throw this in soups or stews or whatever they're doing, chocolate bars. Powder's the way for them. A powder extract is where you take all the mushrooms, you boil them in water, and as they're boiling, you then simmer it down to where you're just left with the extracts. That's the water extract. So you'll skim the fruiting bodies out of the water. You'll have this like weird filament, and that is actually beta-glucans and the chemical compounds. And then you'll boil it all the way down until it's dry, and you're just left with this powder. And that's called a powder extract. A lot of companies will use fillers. They will not tell you the ratios. And a filler is essentially just where you have used anything but the mushroom or the mushroom and a bunch of other bullshit that goes into it, such as grain or what the mushroom is trying to grow on, and they call it myceliated oats. or they may just call it mycelium, which just means that it is just filler. You're not getting true beneficial benefits from it. Malama mushrooms, I never get it right, just forgive me, is a very good company that makes powdered extracts. It's something that I started incorporating with my tinctures as well. But tinctures are what is going to be the best for you if you are dealing with severe injuries or cancer. You can incorporate both of them, but you're going to want to use something that's more powerful, which is going to be a tincture for sure, but it doesn't hurt to use both. And a lot of frequently asked questions that I end up getting are, how much do I take? Can you take too much? And the answer for those two questions is typically for a tincture, you're going to take 1 to 3 milliliters. That's going to be a whole dropper bottle of this. That was half. I'll do another half, and that's considered a dose. A lot of people ask, the next question is, what does it taste like? It depends on the mushroom that the extract was made with. For the cordyceps, it's almost like an earthy flavor. There is a little bit of an alcohol taste to it. With a powdered extract, the taste can be much different. With a powdered extract, you may get earthy undertones. Some people say it tastes, you can get a little bit of chocolatey flavor whenever you're dealing with a cordyceps mushroom. It just depends of your palate. The other question was, can you take too much? And the answer is, most mushrooms, no. Some mushrooms, yes. There's been some people that have said that chaga mushrooms can cause kidney stones. Unfortunately, there's not a ton of research on this yet, and that's why it's going to be very important over the next 10 years for people to talk about this, do the research, see what the proper doses are, but there's no real reports of people taking too much cordyceps and having some crazy symptom. And my dog is interrupting this interview. If you want to zoom in. Sometimes he likes to just jump on in here. Come on, bud. You want to hop? Sometimes he just wants some love. He's an attention whore. But that's kind of the differences between a powder and a tincture. I personally would recommend that if you're starting out and you're trying to not take too much of the mushroom flavor, to start with a tincture, or just start and finish with a tincture. Now, if you're looking to get a little funky with it and experiment, powders are great for mixing in with your lattes. Also, one of the reasons you might choose a powder over a tincture is going to be for kids. If you don't want them to have alcohol, which you shouldn't want your kid to have alcohol, powder is going to be the way to go. So you're going to use a powder, you're going to mix it in their smoothies, they're not going to know. You could cook up with it. Also, another reason you might want to use a powder would be for baking. Baking is going to be a great way to incorporate mushrooms using a powder instead of a tincture, because you're going to get that flavor and that undertone of the mushroom, which is kind of what you want when you're cooking with that. But instead of using just a fruiting body, this actually leads me to another great question. People say, well, I eat lion's mane mushrooms all the time. Why do I need a tincture? If you just eat the mushroom, you're getting very, very little amount of the benefits. When I say very little amount, you're getting like 1/1000th of the benefits, because it's not bioavailable, which is that word that I wanted to talk about. Bioavailability is the ability that your body can absorb the medicinal value. So if you eat an entire lion's mane mushroom, it is not the same as if you take 2 drops of lion's mane tincture, because it hasn't been broken down through a chemical and extraction process. That's what extractions are doing. They're making these things more bioavailable to your body. They're allowing it so that your body doesn't have to digest them. Your body can't digest a lion's mane mushroom in the way to get the medicinal values. You need the extraction process to get it. And that's been used in medicine, in holistic medicine, for thousands of years. It first started with teas. A tea is actually considered an extract. That's why you can get a tea. It's like one of the first extracts. In Chinese medicine, they would use reishi mushrooms and they would put them in their tea, and it's known as the immortal mushroom of life. Same with ginseng, and anything that you can think of that is medicinal usually starts in a tea form, because you can get the medicinal value in the tea versus if you just eat it. So that's one of the differences between the two. I would love for you guys to ask me more questions. If I didn't touch on something that you would like to hear about, please leave a comment below. Send us direct messages. We're here for questions and answers, and I can do a part 2 of more questions to come. Thank you guys for tuning in, and much love.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe this shit. Come on. If you really want to support me, go like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Baltispore. Give us a shout out. Tag our products if you're already using them. These are the things that help us grow as a company. We're not a large business. We're in this to help people. This is what we want to do, and we can only do that by if you share and subscribe our channel. Thank you. Much love. What's up, Mushroom Family? Today we're going to be going over... Start over. What's up, Mushroom Family? Welcome to the Baltispore YouTube channel. Today we're going to be going over... Start over. And the benefits of powder extracts and tinctures, because tinctures... Let me try again. All right.